Good morning, everybody. We are in the studio today with Elizabeth Smith. See, I got it right. Of Port Royal. And a couple things I want to talk to you about this morning. First, let's talk about, you've got a Facebook page called Port Royal Porthole.
Yep.
Hole. What is that page about?
Well, that kind of was birthed out of being in this really cool coastal town. Mm-hmm. It's small, it's friendly, it's very local, small local, and a lot of us were finding, I think a lot of people have moved here recently.
Yep.
And so finding our way here and meeting some of the cool locals that have been here for a lifetime, discovering neat places to eat, the best events to go to. So it's kind of a collection of spotlighting cool places and businesses, especially local businesses, people, talking about some of their stories, and then also, events and topics. So like the tree ordinance is one that we're kind of going to cover, and just kind of getting exposure to all the neat little things that are tucked away in Port Royal that not everybody know about, but it's very Port Royal specific.
Yep.
And we really hope to bring about kind of a sense of community.
Okay, so it's kind of an extension off, because we handle the social media page for the town itself. So I would this is more of an expansion of that, a little bit more niche into what's happening, smaller local community events. Almost like your page is almost like a communal gathering,
yes,
if you will, of what people want to know and talk about.
Kind of a space for that conversations.
Yeah. I can see that. That's great. And then you also got another business that you do. What is that business?
So I'm the owner of Harbor 17, and that was an idea that I had years ago as we were dreaming about moving to the coast. And so we would spend every waking available hour down on Highway 17, going up and down the coast, and that's kind of where the name came from. We pulled into Beaufort on our way somewhere else. I don't remember where. And I was like, we really have to go through. A lot of people have told me how cool Beaufort is. Yeah. And Charleston had gotten way too big. And we looked at a lot of different places. And it was instant. The minute we drove into Beaufort, I was like, we're going back there.
Yeah.
And so.
What year was that?
That would have been pre-COVID, but not too much. So probably 19.
19? Mm-hmm. Okay.
18 or 19. And we visited a ton, and we came a lot during COVID.
Yeah.
And last weekend marked 2 years we've moved here.
It goes by quick.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting, because I know you only from the few small interactions we've had together. You came to my cell phone class that we did at the Beaufort Digital Corridor, cool. And so it's fun for me to get to know other folks and why they moved to here. I've been here 26 years. Wow. I moved here January 19th, 1997. The reason I know that because it was my son's second birthday.
Okay.
Other than that, I probably wouldn't have remembered. So it's always fun, and it happens a lot. Port Royal as a whole is phenomenal. It's kind of a tucked away gem, and I think a lot of people need to come down more to the old village, and even outside the old village. I mean, you've got the across the bridge and some other small areas, but the old village is kind of the heart of Port Royal. And with the expansion of the Spanish Moss Trail and the port being purchased by Safe Harbor and that development, I think there's a lot of fun things happening.
And the pipelines, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure. And the wetlands is
beautiful.
I think a lot of people know about the wetlands or come here as often as they should. Yeah. It's great. So what do you sell on your Harbor 17? What you have merchandise on there, right?
I do. And so we really wanted to build a brand that kind of lifted up other American brands, small companies, mom and pops, family companies. So we carried kind of a collection of a lot of small batch type items that were really ethically sourced if they weren't made in the U.S. And a lot of those brands give back to charity. So we wanted to build up and kind of put some of these brands out there that, and actually in the years have become very popular.
Yeah.
And people kind of know, they have a name now.
Okay.
And, when we were carrying them, they weren't known. And so we're constantly growing that line. And we want to get even more specific to Lowcountry. We have a lot of stuff from Charleston and Savannah. So we really want to kind of build local economies. A lot of what's bought locally and locally made, that money goes right back into the economies here. And so that was the goal. And during COVID especially, now it was definitely pre-COVID, we were working with a lot of real estate agents, some of them as far as out in California, and we would ship gifts because they were a little step up from, a cheesy Chinese basket.
Right, for sure.
Not anything
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it,
of
but
course.
it was a little bit more elegant, a little bit more sophisticated. We definitely had a very neutral palette.
Okay.
So it was very male and female friendly, great for offices. So we do a lot with corporate gifting. And then we worked, before we moved here, we worked locally with a lot of real estate agents and things like that, and brokers. So now we're kind of getting our feet wet here and getting to know them. But it's a nice to do, whether it's a housewarming gift, a graduation gift, a wedding gift. One of the things that I think people really like about them is that they can be incorporated into any home. They're very clean, they're very neutral, very modern, and they're also really high quality.
That makes a lot of difference. So if anybody listening now or watching that wants to get in touch with you or to look at these, where do they go?
Harbor17.com.
Okay. Yeah, we'll put that right here. Yeah. Super easy. And they can purchase from the site. Everything's right there. Check out the whole nine.
It is. And we do a lot of custom stuff. So it's just easy to if you want something, and especially being local on the fly, I get that a lot. Like, oh my gosh, I need this last minute. Yeah. And so, we're very much, accommodate that.
Okay.
And so.
All right. So Facebook, go to Porthole, search Port Royal Porthole. And then if you like that page, and then you get up-to-date information about what's happening locally in the town. And then if you go to harbor17.com is the website to find out more about what Elizabeth does. Well, I appreciate you coming in.
Thanks.
Anything else that you want to address or talk about maybe that you had?
Well, we are starting to carry more Port Royal products. Which I do like that design. It's got the tower with the kind of Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So we have some stuff. We're trying to, we've got a few things like Buford and we have like a Buford candle and Paris Island kind of stuff, but mostly Port Royal stuff because we love Port Royal so much.
Port Royal, we do. So. Okay, that's fun. Yeah, because I do, and I know you have a hat as well with the same Port Royal Co.
Yeah.
So I highly suggest you go to the website and then jump over to Facebook and give her a follow.
Oh, thanks.
All right.
I appreciate it.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
I had fun. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.